Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of two active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. I have my stickers printed out for this week. Some are from Apple Arts Crafts and the September Miracle bundle, and then the others are from Pretty Digital Plans, and those are from the Fall Floral Sticker Kit. I also have some boxes that I did myself in just coordinating colors. I will link the two Etsy shops down below in case you're interested in getting any of the stickers that I'm using. I did end up overlapping the numbers as well as the days of the week so that it could just be one sticker and I didn't have to try to figure out how to overlay them or anything like that. So I just went ahead and combined them into one sticker, and then I'm going to cover up the days of the week at the top of the page so that it's a slightly different font this week. I am also going to go ahead and grab my whiteout tape and white out those days of the week because not every day of the week sticker fully covered the day of the week on the printable. And I do follow the HB90 system, and this is a modified version of the HB90 planner pages. I just tweaked them so they worked better for me. I don't always change up this top section, but I do enjoy when I do change it up a bit. I would do this every week, but again, I try to balance how much time I spend on the decorative versus how much time I spend on the functional aspects each week. And I've also thought about just printing a bunch of days of the week, numbers, things like that. But I also want to be able to mix it up a little bit. So I really struggle with making everything templated because it makes it faster versus incorporating the creative side. So it's really a balance for me. I like to spend some creative energy each week, but I also want to use my time wisely and not spend too much time being creative. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's all about balancing that functionality and the creativity for me. Now that we have the top section done, we can go ahead and start laying in some more of the decorative items. I am going to use these washi tape stickers to run down across the bottom of the page. I'm not exactly sure everything that's happening this week as I'm designing this. A lot of things have changed and morphed, so I will have to make some adjustments tomorrow when I make my final plan. But for now, I am just going to lay out the structure to be able to put that successful week together. And I do like to put washi tape towards the bottom down here and overlap that bottom line so that it does not use up the functional space. Looking at my week now, I probably could have covered up most of that area because I will not be working on my own tasks. More about that tomorrow, but I'm really just setting myself up to be able to plan a successful week. But I'm loving these girls and their sweaters and their fall colors. It really is invoking fall vibes. So I want to use as many of these throughout the pages as I can. I don't throw away any of the stickers that I don't use unless there's one like random one that I don't think will fit with anything else. I do hole punch them and put them in a Happy Planner type binding, just an old Happy Planner cover with some expander discs on them so that I can keep them. And if I decide to use those same stickers in another spread or next year in the fall, then I have those already printed out and I don't need to reprint and waste sticker paper. And I'm not sure if I've used this tool recently, but this precision cutter is so nice and easy to use. I did not cut the very top of that sticker, but normally I can just slice it real quick and pull it right up, and it does not cut through the paper, but it does cut through the sticker. It's definitely one of my favorite tools in my arsenal. And I had put this girl in front of the window, which I love, but it was not fitting very well on the weekly spread, so I decided to move it over here to my task page. I will flip it back over to the weekly spread now, but I definitely didn't want to waste that, and I didn't want to just put it on wax paper for later. I thought I would just deal with it right away. On the sidebar, I thought that I would put some boxes and use those for any errands or anything that I needed to remember to do. I am trying to not put the red and orange boxes right next to each other because they are very similar in colors when you have them on the page together. So I'm trying to keep some distance between the red and the orange. But I thought I would take one of the girls and have her sitting on top of the box so that she was not just floating and I wouldn't have to get more washi tape. And although I like the look of that, I wanted her to be higher on the page. So I am going to use my undo so that I can move her up higher. I'm also going to move some of the boxes around so that again, I don't want the orange and red next to each other. Originally, I was just going to move the orange to the top, but then the orange and the red would have been next to each other. So I'm going to pull up the green and the orange box so that the green can be at the top and then the orange can be at the bottom and the yellow can still be in between the red and the orange. And when I put the green back up at the top, I am going to put it a little bit more straight than the others because I also didn't like how crooked the girl ended up being when she was sitting on top of the box. So I definitely like the layout of this much better. I like that she is higher and there isn't a ton of white space above her head. So I'm glad that I took the time to move that. And then I am going to just drop a candle in at the bottom of the sidebar. I am going to go ahead and drop in another girl over on like Saturday, Sunday, and I'm just going to use the smaller box to set her on top of. Normally, this is where I put all my making all the plans tasks, so I will go ahead and line those boxes up in that bottom section. And over here on Sunday, I will go ahead and drop in this girl with this really pretty orange sweater before I go ahead and drop in the rest of the boxes for my making all the plans headers. And again, this section might get used a little bit differently this week. We'll have to see. I'm still thinking through it in my head, but hopefully by tomorrow I'll have a better plan since that's when I need to plan out my week. So, my recording schedule for my weekly spread is that I normally record the first video of the two video series on either Thursday or Friday. Saturday, I like to edit it. If not, I edit it first thing Sunday morning. Right now, I'm editing it on Saturday. And then I like it to go up Sunday early morning or by noon on Sunday. And then Sunday evening is when I go through and actually plan everything out. And then Monday morning, I usually get up and edit the video right away and get it posted. It is difficult for me to actually plan out next week when I don't know what I'm getting done this week. There are two soccer games tomorrow. My son is not playing in them, but we have friends that are playing in them. They're the all-star games for our conference. So that may take time away from what I want to do if I decide to go. So it's very hard for me to know for a fact what is actually going to get done and what will need to get moved to next week or a future week. So I do need to wait to plan out my week until Sunday evening just so things are correct. Let's jump back over to the task page. I did go ahead and lay down some more of that washi tape sticker. And then I'm going to drop in another girl with one of these little quotes. And because I don't have these goals laid out properly at the top of the page, I am going to grab some post-it notes, lay them out on the page so I have a better understanding of where those headers need to be. And then I'm going to white out the goals that are there and put stickers over top so that I can just handwrite those in and they will be in the right column for when I go to plan out my week with my post-its. But I'll just go ahead and drop in some of those skinny boxes at the top for my tasks before ripping up the post-it notes that I was using as placeholders. Overall, my weekly packet, I probably finished it in about a half an hour, but I did probably spend about 20 minutes sizing stickers and getting them ready. So I do save all those in a Photoshop file so that if I need to go back and print more, I can without resizing all the images over again. I am still trying to figure out the best method for keeping those image files organized, but for now, they're pretty much all in Photoshop files in different layers, and right now I just have a fall Photoshop file with a ton of different sticker shops, and then there are subfolders within the Photoshop file that I keep track of what stores or what shops they came from. And at the time that I was doing this, I wasn't sure if I was going to need the grocery list or not. I'm definitely not going to need it now. So I am glad that I went ahead and over decorated this area. We do keep a grocery list on the side of the fridge, and then I also can just build my grocery list I usually order groceries from Kroger, so within the Kroger app. So I don't use this grocery list area very much, so I'm wondering if I should get rid of it. Again, this page is very fluid. I have not decided what the best use case is for it yet, but if I don't try it, I don't know if it is the way I should go or not. But I definitely like having a bigger area to decorate, so I'm almost thinking that leaving it blank is okay, and then I could either use it for notes or use it for decorating. I do only have this one little piece of washi tape sticker left, so I'm going to use my paper trimmer to cut it in half, and then I will just overlap it here. I'm not the best at cutting washi tape in half because the grid lines on my paper trimmer are not small enough. I also rip this sticker away from its backing when I pull it up, so I will also have to get out my double-sided tape in order to stick this down, since only about half of it had sticky left on it. But I am able to piece it together and hand trim it down just a little bit so that it did line up better. But I think it ended up working out fine. You can barely tell that I pieced it together, but I like bringing a little bit of that decor up to the top, and there isn't enough room for a thick piece of washi there. But I think this ended up turning out well, and it was a good use of the rest of that washi tape sticker. This is my ATG tape gun that I am using to lay down the double-sided sticky tape, not the double-sided sticky, but the double-sided tape. And then it is very easy to just rub the excess off with your fingers. So that's one of the reasons why I love the ATG and the tape that comes with it. Instead of the Tombow Mono tape, I just feel like it's easier to rub up the excess with the ATG. But if I weren't also a scrapbooker, I probably would not own the ATG because it is a little bulky, and if I weren't using it for scrapbooking, it would take forever to go through a roll of that tape, which is good and bad, but it's quite expensive for the little bit that I would use it if all I did was planning and I did not do other crafting as well. So here's my weekly spread. Like I said, things are going to be changing up a little bit tomorrow, but thanks for coming along with me. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye.